We have an emergency. Tomorrow we're getting huge park news, and I said that would be the next video, but Uncle Dimmy, a 2K Next Maker, just dropped gigantic builder news on us that I would suggest even writing down because I am, and not skipping because this is extremely important. Now keep in mind, he's trying to show what it would look like on 23 with the 22 builder, but let's roll the first clip, drop a like if you haven't yet, and let's get it. This is crazy big information all throughout the video.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my weight all the way up until I get to 60 strength. Okay, so 60 strength is one of the thresholds you want to have. So boom, that's the 60 strength I'm gonna have. Okay,
so once again, if you've seen the last Uncle Dimmy video we talked about, he kept going on about strength, and the big threshold to start with is a 60 strength. So you pretty much want to make sure your build has a 60 strength, unless you're making like a 5'11" play shot and you're just being as tiny as possible to only hit 3. Now you might be saying, oh, I thought small guards were gone, I thought they were done for. Well, let's roll this next clip from Uncle Dimmy.
The reason being this year is that if you want to be able to have true body ups on your clamps, you got to have the strength on there. The wave is going to be, small guards are still going to be viable, okay? So let's not act like they're not going to be viable. The perimeter defense is for the small guards.
So what he means by the body ups, if you guys haven't been watching, is bumps. If you want to get real good bumps, you're going to have your strength up. If you want to play defense against anyone that's going towards the paint that has strength, well, you're going to need your strength up as well. Then he said that small guards are still going to be viable. So once again, we should not take play shots out of the game, right? But play shots should be more balanced to do what play shots should do: dribble and shoot good. They shouldn't have the best of every single world, which it looks like is what 2K has done this year, and other builds should be like that as well. But of course, you know, the play shot was the most notable because it could do everything last year. It had a 95 three-pointer, Hall of Fame playmaking badges, could even play really good defense if you made it correctly, and get the quick drops off one. So yeah, let's roll this next clip.
If you make this lockdown very skinny with no strength, he would be pretty good when it comes to smaller guards. But when you go up against bigger slashers that are going to ISO you, you're going to see animations that you've never seen before. You're going to get blown by every single time.
I know he keeps talking about strength, but I really feel like it's that important, so he keeps giving us examples of why you're going to need it. But he said you don't really need it on the perimeter to guard the smaller guards. It's really for the people that are going to have high strength and run by you to the rim. So what I'm thinking is this year in the competitive scene, there's going to be people that have 3s builds and 2s builds for locks. There's going to be a whole bunch of different locks, because on the 2s, you're going to need that strength up. But on the 3s, where the meta is going to be obviously, you know, dribbling and shooting through a screen, you're probably going to not have your strength up and put it into other categories.
But I'm got to go 80 driving layup, right? So you want to go 80 driving layup because that's where you get to a long athletic layup package now. Driving layup and quick drops and all these other comp dunks, they're up higher tier now. You got to have a higher driving layup. You have to have an 80 driving layup now to be able to get that. And then of course 84 driving dunk, just to make sure I can get quick drops off one and all that type of deal. Those are the only packages that I really need.
We already knew that the quick drops were up to an 84 driving dunk, but we did not know that long athlete is going to be at an 80 driving layup. So just keep that in mind when you're making this build. I told you, this is something you might want to write down so you don't waste money when you make your first build on 2K23. But let's get into the next clip.
At the same time, if you do go to the basket, now if you don't have at least these basic animations now, like, you're gonna be trash going to the basket, right? So you want to at least make sure you can get your long athletic layup package. And that also goes for some other ones, like Michael Jordan package has been completely revamped. The layup package is completely different. Like, Michael Jordan's layup package is dope. Like, it's really good. Like, everything he finishes like literally above the rim. And there's other animations that are enhanced also, so I'll just leave it like that.
I'm loving how balanced this game sounds. If you don't have up that layup, well, you're going to be a bum when you drive to the rim, so you're going to have to make some sacrifices on your build if you want to be able to finish like it should be. Attributes should matter. There should not be one attribute that doesn't matter. That creates balance right there. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the meta builds on like the 3s and 5v5 Pro Am, what they do with their builds, because you're not going to get the best of every world. Are they even going to have their layup and driving dunk up and stuff like that? We will see. Let's roll the next clipping. By the way, guys, please drop a like if you made it this far. I love you guys. Let's get into the next one.
So then now let's go to my shooting. So I want to go my 3-point shot. I just want to get an 80 on my 3-point shot, just 65. I don't worry about mid-range shooting because I'm either shooting 3s and that's it, or I'm shooting 3s or I'm doing layups or dunks, right? There's nothing in between. So I'm going to go ahead and go 80 here.
I want you to pay close attention to that. Apparently, it is much harder to shoot on 2K23 from what we have heard from Mike Wang. So instead of having a lockdown with like a 63 pointer or 65 and him being fine with it, he went all the way up to that 80. Just pay close attention. I'm liking it. It does sound like a mix from 2K21 and 2K22 shooting, where it's going to be hard, but not too hard to where only play shots can shoot. You see what I'm saying? So let's roll the next clip.
Now keep in mind, the builder on next gen is way much different. So you're not actually going to be able to get the same type of attributes. All right, so just keep that in mind. Right, so I'm trying to make something and give y'all little tidbits here and there that hopefully you can use and not be able to mess up on your build. But
he said it himself, the builder is way much different, but he's trying to show us a build on 22 similar to what he would make on 23. So it's not going to be perfect, but at the same time, what I'm thinking the builder is going to look like is something close to next gen 22, except the big differences are going to be in the badges and the animations you unlock. You see what I'm saying? It's still going to probably be a free pie chart, but it's going to be a lot different when you really dive into the build. So let's roll the next clip.
Pass accuracy is very, very critical this year. There is no bullet passer, but I'm telling you what, right now, if you have no pass accuracy, listen, everybody needs to at least have a 70, put it like that. Because if you have anything lower than a 70, you get some of the most craziest animations you can ever see when it comes to passing. Because now with bullet passer and all that type of stuff being gone, pass accuracy now counts for the speed of the pass, the accuracy of the pass, but also, which is critical, the animation of the pass, right? So if you have no pass animation, you're going to get some animations where you literally look like you just hand the ball off to the defense. So keep that in mind.
I love the sound of it. If you don't upgrade pass accuracy, well, you're not going to be able to pass the ball. If you don't upgrade a certain category, you should be paying in that category. You see what I'm saying? So now what he said is that there's going to be thresholds, which would probably be like 70, 80, 90. And I'm guessing each one of those give you different animations. Hopefully at like a 80 or a 90 pass accuracy, they finally put in passing the ball around people, bro. It has been so bad for so many years where you can make an easy pass around someone and it just smacks your defender right in the face and they get a steal off that. So hopefully that's what they did, man. That would be honestly a very low-key W, but would be great for the game. Guys, if you made it this far, comment down below, Plug Nation, and let's roll the next clip.
Perimeter defense, if you want to have Hall of Fame clamps, you got to have 99 perimeter defense. All right, so on this season, it was a 94. Well, now you need 99. And in my honest opinion, it should have been like that this year anyway.
If you truly want to clamp someone up, you're going to need that 99 perimeter defense if you want to be a lockdown build. But we will see how important that badge is. Like, what is the difference from gold to Hall of Fame? We will see throughout the year, and then we'll know if it's actually worth it to do it or not. Like this year, how we know that silver and gold clamps is the exact same thing, so I never go to gold clamps. But let's roll the next clip.
In order to get Hall of Fame clamps, you need to have 99, and of course, in order to get Hall of Fame pickpocket or now glove, you need to have 99.
If you want that pickpocket, which is now glove, you will need a 99 steal on the game. This is going to be a big shock to a lot of people that have not played next gen yet, but you cannot cheese your build with the badges anymore. For example, you could have a 25 steal on current gen, but as long as you have a lockdown build with other attributes upgraded, you could put on Hall of Fame pickpocket and it would still work pretty good. So that's lit. I like it. I do like it a lot. Let me know how you guys feel about it right now in the comment section. What are you thinking about 2K23? How is it looking so far? The big news is tomorrow, as you guys know, so make sure you have on notifications, and let's roll the next clip.
My speed, of course, I want 88 speed. I max out my acceleration. Baseline for a lockdown should be 60. Now, keep in mind, like I said, I'm trying to stress this enough. If you are going to be a guard that wants to be very, very skinny, right, for some reason, it doesn't make sense this year. Can I see it being successful? Yes, but there's going to have to be a lot of help coming from your center, crashing a lot if you're being ISO, because you're going to get scooped every time.
There is a lot to unpack right there. The first thing that I noticed is he maxed out his speed to an 88, but when he was making his offensive bully build like a LeBron or Giannis, he didn't max out his speed, and he kept saying that speed isn't that big of a deal if you have the strength. So it's going to be so cool and interesting to see these builds and their differences, the balance of the game. It's going to be awesome. Now, the next thing he said is if you make a small guard, you're going to need a lot of help. help. So it does seem like the meta will probably be still a good dribbling and shooting build on the threes in Pro-Am. It just might not be the left-right that we're used to, and at the same time, they're going to get hidden. So that is a huge thing with the play shots, is they don't have to play defense. They just sit in the corner and have a lockdown play, so they don't really have to upgrade defense as much as you think. So it does look like it's going to be a different meta this year in a way, but it's probably still going to come out to be the same thing in very competitive games, which is running around, dribbling, and shooting across the screen. But it's going to look different from what he's saying. Left, right is gone. So let's roll the next clip.
So your speed 88 is just up and down, right? That's just holding R2 in transition on offense and defense running down the court. Speed is not that important when it comes to that aspect. What's going to be important for a lockdown is the 99 perimeter defense, because that also equates to a 99 lateral quickness. So to be able to move laterally is going to be very important to be able to get to those spots. The indicators on defense and offense that an offensive player can see and a defensive player can see is going to be critical. You make sure you see where the guards are going to be trying to attacking. Remember, now it's more north-south, none of that left-right. So that's going to be very, very, very important. All right, so keep that in mind.
Once again, a lot to unpack, but if you want that speed to chase someone around the perimeter, you're going to need perimeter defense, because it's tied directly with your lateral quickness. So it's not necessarily with your speed. So it's going to be, once again, interesting to see what people do with their builds. On the twos, I feel like there's going to be a lot different lockdowns than on the threes. It's not going to be the same exact build like you can do for this year. So at the same time, he said left right is kind of out. It's more of a north south game. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the meta actually is like a month or two into the game, and hopefully there is multiple different metas, kind of like how we talked about 2K19. Very broken, you know, the shot contest was messed up, whatever, but every build was overpowered in its own way, which kind of gave some balance to the game. Of course, we don't want it to be like that where everything is very overpowered, but balance is key. You see what I'm saying? Every build should be able to shine in what the build is created for, and the attributes should matter. You shouldn't be able to walk around with a 65 driving dunk like this year and have the best, most unblockable dunk package. So it's up to 2K to give playmaking shot creators a dunk that is good. Like, they should still be able to dunk, but it should be able to get blocked. If you only have a 65 driving dunk, then you should be able to get blocked a lot more than someone that has like an 85, depending on the packages you put on. And layups are actually going to matter this year. So I talked to someone that has been playing 2K23 a little bit, and I will say it changed my mind on a lot of things. I'm honestly thinking a lot better about the game. Of course, there's really nothing I can say because I don't want to hurt anyone's pockets, but guys, make sure that you click one of these two videos, drop a like, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and go subscribe to Uncle Demi. He's dropping 2K23 bangers, lots of news. And guys, the next thing we see will be the park info that we've been wanting to see. So hit that subscribe button, click one of these two videos. There's been a lot of news, so if you haven't seen that news, you are missing out. And I'm out. Peace.